So we're going to start with the 1-3 area of circles and sectors notes. We're going to do area of circles today and area of sectors tomorrow. So on your formula sheet for circles, our formula is area equals pi r squared. So the only variable we need to fill in is the r for radius. Formula is also listed up here. So let's take a look at this first one. Your radius goes from the center to any side of the circle. Okay, so sometimes you'll see it going to the right, other times it's to the left. It might be up, down. If you look at the other one, sometimes they're on an angle, but you're only looking at half from the middle to the end. So my radius here is 5. So my area equals pi 5 squared. So in my calculator, I'm going to do pi 5 squared. You could also do pi 25, it doesn't matter. And we get about 78.5 because it says round to the nearest tenth. So 78.5. And it's inches squared. I got the inches from right here. Pretty simple. The next one that gives me the diameter. Diameter is the entire thing. So I just want to look at half of it. Half of it would be 10. So the radius I'm going to use is not going to be that 20, it's just going to be 10. So area equals pi 10 squared. Pi 10 squared. And I get 314.2. And my units is meters squared. Easy enough. Let's try the last one. My radius is 9.5. So area equals pi 9.5 squared. Pi 9.5 squared. And I get about 283.5. And again, inches squared. So now that we've done 3 together, I'd like you to try the bottom 3 on your own. So maybe stop the video and then come back to check. I'm going to keep on going. This one, I'm only looking at half of 11, so it's going to be 5.5. I get 95. Moving on to the next one. My radius is going to be 44. I get 6,082.1. And finally 11. $380.1. Here are the answers to the bottom three. Next thing we're going to do is the back page. Example 2, before we stop. It says, find the indicated measure, round to the nearest tenth. So I give you the area of a circle. It's 153.9 centimeters squared, or squared centimeters, and we want to find the diameter. So let's think back to our formula. Our formula is area equals, I'm going to write this up here. Area equals pi r squared. So I have my area and I'm solving for r. So I have 153.9 equals pi r squared. Now, even though pi looks like a variable, like r is, pi is actually a number. Pi is 3.14 and so forth. So it's a coefficient here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide both sides by pi, because that'll cancel on the right side. So in my calculator, I'm going to do 153.9 divided by pi. And I get about 48.98, which I'm going to round up to 49. So 49 equals r squared. To get r alone, I'm going to take the square root of both sides. But you might know the square root of 49, but in case you don't, it's about 7. Which we can plug back in here. Pi 7 squared. And we get our answer, 153.9. But if we remember, the question's asking for the diameter. So in order to find the diameter, I have to take 7 and multiply it by 2, which is 14 centimeters. So for B, C, and D, you're going to do the same thing again. Plug in your area, divide by pi, take the square root. If it's asking for the diameter, then you just double your answer. If it's not, like in C and D, you can just leave it as your radius. Let's try another. My area is 490.9. Like I said, the first two steps are the same. Divide both sides by pi. We get about 156.3. Take the square root. And 12.5 would be my radius. Again, since it's asking for my diameter, I'm going to do 12.5 plus 12.5, or I can multiply it by 2, and my diameter is 25. Millimeters. So now's a good time to stop the video and try the last two on your own, and then come back and check. So my area was pi r squared. Divide both sides by pi. I get 288.99. I'm going to round that to 289. You might already know the perfect square of 289. Which is 17. And since it's asking for the radius, we are done. Last one. Divide both sides by pi. Get about 20.2. Take the square root. And you get about 4.5. We are all done.